Raw GDP tells you which country has the biggest economy, but GDP per capita tells you something far more interesting: how much wealth each individual person in a country actually produces. This ranking cuts through the noise of population size and reveals which nations have truly mastered the art of economic productivity. The results are surprising, the numbers are extraordinary, and the lesson about what actually makes a country wealthy is worth understanding. At number 5 is the United States, with a GDP per capita of approximately $8,300. While the US has the largest total economy in the world, over $27 trillion, its enormous population of 335 million people means the per-person figure is lower than smaller, more concentrated nations. The US dominates global technology, finance, defense, and entertainment, and remains the world's reserve currency anchor. No other country has 60% of all global foreign exchange reserves held in its currency. The American economy is a giant. It just shares its output among a lot more people. Coming in fourth is Norway, with a GDP per capita of around $89,200. Norway discovered North Sea oil in the late 1960s and made one of the wisest financial decisions in modern history. Instead of spending the revenues immediately, it channeled the money into a sovereign wealth fund that now holds over $1.6 trillion. That is roughly $300,000 saved for every single Norwegian citizen. Norway uses only the returns on this fund, not the principal, ensuring future generations inherit the same wealth. The country consistently ranks at the top of every quality of life, education, and happiness index in the world. Third place goes to Singapore, with a GDP per capita of approximately $91,100. Singapore's story is one of the most remarkable economic achievements in human history. In 1965, when it was expelled from the Malaysian Federation, Singapore had no natural resources, no hinterland, no agriculture, and no freshwater of its own. Today it runs one of the world's most sophisticated financial centers, manages one of the busiest shipping ports on Earth, and generates per-person wealth that rivals Scandinavia. Singapore's secret is relentless policy discipline, low corruption, high education investment, and a legal system businesses trust absolutely. At number 2 is Switzerland, with a GDP per capita of around $96,400. Switzerland has built its extraordinary wealth on 3 pillars: a global banking system managing over $2.4 trillion in foreign wealth, a pharmaceutical industry producing drugs like Roche and Novartis that account for roughly 10% of global pharmaceutical revenue, and a luxury goods sector, from Rolex to Nespresso, that commands premium prices worldwide. Switzerland is also famously neutral, stable, and multilingual, making it the preferred home for international organizations, embassies, and ultra-high-net-worth individuals who value discretion and rule of law above everything else. And the richest country in the world by GDP per capita is Luxembourg, a landlocked nation of just 660,000 people squeezed between France, Germany, and Belgium. Its GDP per capita sits at an extraordinary $135,000, nearly 70% higher than the United States. Luxembourg is the financial capital of the European Union and home to institutions including the European Court of Justice and the European Investment Bank. Its financial sector manages assets worth over $5.5 trillion, roughly 8 times the size of its entire economy. Luxembourg also has the world's most productive steel history per capita and some of Europe's lowest income tax rates for corporations. Small country, enormous wealth. And almost nobody outside Europe can point to it on a map. From the United States at $80,300 per person to Luxembourg's extraordinary $135,000, this ranking proves that the richest countries are not the biggest ones, they are the smartest ones. Which country's economic model do you think others should copy? Drop your answer below and subscribe for more rankings every week.